Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Crime Unveiled with Courtney Bennett on this Tuesday evening. As many of you know, we are expecting a lot of snow tomorrow, and with that comes laws that everyone should follow. Joining me tonight is Lieutenant Todd Gilbert with the Blanc Township Police Department. Lieutenant Gilbert, thank you so much for joining me. I know that we've had you on before, and it's always a pleasure talking to you.
Well, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Good evening to you all, and I appreciate you having me.
Yes, of course. So talk to me a little bit about the laws of the road. When people are out there driving, we're expecting the weather to hit tomorrow afternoon into the evening. Yeah. What's the impact of laws and what should people be following?
Well, there's a couple things. So, Michigan has like speed limits, whether they're posted or not. Everybody should be aware of what the speed limit is on the road that they're traveling, but that's the speed limit, and that's with normal driving conditions. So, you can still be in violation of the speed law if you're driving too fast for conditions. So if it's a heavy snowstorm, a lot of the roads covered with ice and snow and stuff like that, even though the speed limit might be 55, if you're going 45 and you go off into the ditch, you're in violation of the basic speed law.
And you do get a ticket for that, right?
You can, yeah, you can. You can, along with the, being at fault in the accident, you can also be issued a traffic citation for that. So it can be a double whammy for some folks.
And I know that the last time that we had some challenging weather, ice and everything like that, you all were called out to a lot of crashes out there on the roads.
Yeah. We have a lot of major thoroughfares in Genesee County run through Blanc Township. Of them, I-75, 475, Saginaw, Dort Highway, Fenton Road, many others that, people commute to and from work, taking a lot of those routes. And so there is an increased amount of traffic at certain periods of time, and add snow and ice to that. And it can, if people are driving too fast, or if they're not giving themselves a little extra distance between, themselves and the car in front of them, their reaction time is the stopping time, I should say, is not enough, and that can cause accidents.
Is that the most common thing that you hear from people when, they call 911, they've just been in a crash and it's bad weather, that they just didn't stop in time, that they were going too fast?
Or they slid out of control, hit some ice and slid out of control. And, a lot of that can come down to, not judging accordingly and having enough stopping time, or just driving too fast for the road conditions. And sometimes those road conditions can be a little bit deceiving. What you think might be a clear road, or you think maybe just a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice. Sometimes you're traveling so fast, you're not seeing the rest of what's on the road, and people are, spinning out of control. They're getting into traffic crashes.
We have a new law in Michigan. It comes to snow plows, and you have to stay so many feet behind. What is that law?
Well, so you have to stay so many feet behind a snow plow. And I always look at it like, should we have to legislate what is really just common sense? And it just stands to reason that if you have a snow plow that's in front of you, it's probably not a good idea to follow too close behind it anyway. Keep a distance from it. And, those plow truck drivers are out there. They're trying to clear the roads for all of us to make it safer, make it easier to drive, make it get where people can, go someplace and get there and not get stuck. So, I look at it like, legislation came into place, but reasonably, it just stands to reason, no matter what. I mean, the same thing. I mean, we could change the topic to even school buses. It really just keep a safe distance, especially in bad weather. That's something that we really want people to do, because that is, as we mentioned before, that is one of the leading causes of traffic crashes in bad weather, is not giving enough distance.
For people who live in Blanc Township, tomorrow, can they park on their street if their street allows them to park there?
Yes, in Blanc Township, we have no restrictions, except if you live in, say, a community that has their own bylaws or restrictions. For example, the area where I live in Blanc Township, you're supposed to move your car off the road. It's this particular condo complex is, it's a private road, and they say, now there is no parking enforcement that will take place by Blanc Township, but the association can levy a fine on those people who are not doing that. But there are many communities here in mid-Michigan, namely Blanc City, that do have parking in snow emergencies, or when it snows, or they have time restrictions or something like that, where you have to be off the roadway. You have to be parked in the driveway. And some of those cities also have ordinances such where you can't park over sidewalks, and you can't be blocking a sidewalk. Some of them also have ordinances that say you have to clear your sidewalks, and so homeowners are responsible for that. And even if the law again doesn't force it here in Blanc Township, if you know that you want your streets plowed and you want them plowed clean so people can drive, it's probably a good idea, if you can, to park in a driveway or in a garage or something like that. And I know sometimes, people might live in an area where that isn't feasible, or their parking situation is feasible to do that. But it is generally a good idea, because, we have had accidents where the plow truck is, plowing out a subdivision, and, mistakes happen, and they hit a vehicle, and, not that it's the person who parked the vehicle's fault, but it probably could have been avoided, had the vehicle been moved.
Your biggest advice to people out there who will be on the roads tomorrow?
One of the things that we see a lot of is, even though there's an advanced warning of a storm, all of that, when they, wake up in the morning, or they get out of work, or when they go out to get to their car, they are in a rush. They don't give themselves enough time, and they need to clear off their vehicles. We've all seen the cars driving down the road where the person is like looking through a little window, and come on, help yourself out, help the rest of the drivers out, clear off the car, use an ice scraper, make sure that you can see out of your windows, front, back, and sides, and your side mirrors, make sure that that's all working. A lot of cars have automatic headlights. If yours doesn't, we recommend that you turn those on, you turn your headlights on. Michigan law requires that if visibility is down to under 500 feet, like your headlights should be able to project out there over 500 feet. So if visibility is down, fog, rain, snow, your headlights need to be on. And, just kind of be mindful of, the roads are slippery, and, you're not going to save yourself much time by, trying to speed and trying to get there quicker. If anything, it's just not worth it. You might save yourself, 30 seconds, and most certainly your life and nobody else's is worth 30 seconds of your time. You can, wait, leave a little bit early, give yourself enough time, is really the best advice I can give.
Lieutenant Gilbert, thank you so much for providing all of that critical information and just letting people know, just take it slow out there, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you again for having me, and drive safe, everybody. I, want everybody to get to their destination safe and sound.
Well, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for joining us for Crime Unveiled on this Tuesday night with Courtney Bennett. We'll be back next week for another Digital Desk Show. Enjoy your night, everyone.